Jaya realized the carefree flirtation had vanished. Sure, he still smiled and complimented her friends, but something she'd said had turned off the light inside. Damn. Thanks for the offer of drinks, Alec, but if you'll excuse me, I'm headed to the dance floor. Walking away, she could feel his gaze on her back, burning her flesh. Jaya joined the gyrating throngs on the dance floor, and she closed her eyes and moved her body to the tune of Rihanna's S&M. As Jaya moved her hips to the lyrics about chains and whips, a warm hand landed on her hip. Sharp zips of electricity jolted her flesh. The deep voice at her ear was low and inviting. Come see me when you're ready for a drink. Alec kept his hand on her hip for a moment too long. His parting squeeze made her body yearn for a more intimate touch. Even as she turned to face him, he had already moved toward the bar. When her friends joined her on the dance floor, she bit back a smile as Micah gave her a clear, girl go get your man look. Rika just fanned herself and fake swooned. Silly girls. Charmers are for morons, and this was not her first trip to the rodeo. Honey, if you don't go and get him, I will. Micah booty bumped her. You put on your moxie, borrow mine if you must, and go make me proud. I'm going to take on his friend. Jaya turned towards her goal, her body jerking with adrenaline at the thought of her plan. Or maybe that was Micah's shove in Alec's general direction. Either way, Jaya's feet navigated the masses of the pretty and rich towards the promise of some serious sexual gratification. Though the closer she got to him, she had a feeling she'd been ensnared, rather than the one ensnaring. Taking in his longish dark hair curling at the ends, she wondered how it would feel between her fingertips. Tousled as it was, it gave him a youthful appearance. Those eyes, though, they were by far his best feature, that unusual shade of blue framed by black, sooty lashes. As she openly ogled, she decided his eyes were not his best feature. Strong shoulders, flat stomach. Given the hard planes of his chest when he held her, she was pretty sure his black polo hid a pretty excellent set of abs. Mr. Sex on a Stick looked just like the panacea she needed. She needed to flirt a little, secure the date, then move on with the plan. She reminded her libido that everything hinged on getting the plan to work right. Focus. You can do anything. She just needed to pretend she was a superhero. When she reached the bar, he grinned at her. If you'd waited another minute to come over, I'd have found a reason to come to you. I had wingmen standing at the ready to occupy your friends. Jaya knew she must be blushing, but she held on tight to her borrowed pair of brass balls. Micah's already secured one of your wingmen. She indicated the dance floor, where Micah, pressed up against Alec's friend, worked her hips in time to Sean Paul. I fear for his life. Or his... He barked out a laugh, interrupting her. Do you always say what's on your mind? He eyed the pair. Besides, I think Caleb can keep up. She liked the feel of the brass balls she wielded, not watching what she said, not being so cautious. No, I don't always speak my mind, but I think I'm starting to like it. He reached out to brush a stray hair from her cheek. The contact had her wobbling in her heels, and she placed a hand on his chest to steady herself. His sharp intake of breath and the hitch in his heartbeat under her hand gave her the final boost of confidence she needed. Leaning in, she pressed her mouth to his. She pulled back and murmured, "Let's go somewhere." Those 3 words zinged around in Jaya's head, repeating over and over and over again. Had she really said that? She slid Alec a look from under her lashes and saw naked lust sprinkled with a pinch of curiosity. Without a word to her, he took her hand and pulled her around the bar. Tossing a set of keys to the other man behind the bar, he ground out a command. Lock up.